YouTube, this is Michelle or Shrinking Shell VSG, and I know I'm overdue for an update, so I'll try to do better next week and try and do these every week. It's just been kind of hectic. As you know, on January 31st, I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy in Oxford, Mississippi with Dr. Michael King. I started my journey in January of this year, and in January I weighed in at 424 pounds. I did a 6-month diet, complete and total bust. In July, when I started my pre-op diet, I weighed in at 418 pounds. Day of surgery was July 31st. I weighed 388 pounds at that time. And then last Wednesday, or 2 days ago, when I weighed in 372 pounds. So I've lost a total of 46 pounds since July 15th, which I'm pretty proud of. I'm still on full liquids. It's been kind of boring. I'm really ready for something more, but he wants me to wait until I go see him on September 5th. I'm actually counting it down. I've got less than 2 weeks now before I get to go into soft foods, which would be like fish and tuna and things like that. I'm so excited about it. I told my husband we are going out to eat on the way home so I can have something. But I had a couple of NSVs this week. For those of you that don't know, NSV is a non-scale victory. When I got in the car, it dawned on me that my stomach wasn't rubbing the steering wheel anymore. And that was like a huge deal because, it was always just kind of rubbed, and I had to be kind of careful so I didn't move the wheel and get in a situation. Also, my seatbelt not only fits, but there's even a little slack in it. And it's only been 3 weeks. I'm just so excited about that. And I sat in a booth. That was huge for me. I haven't sat in a booth in a long time. Again, just 3 weeks. I can't wait to see what is coming up in the future. One thing I want to talk about is I had a couple people ask me why I decided to have weight loss surgery. What was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak? There's several things. My father was overweight, and I saw what happened to him for his years of abusing his body, and he died with heart issues. We couldn't even put him in the coffin, the casket that we wanted to, because we had to get one that was for a big man. And that's hard enough when you're dealing with the loss of someone, and I don't want to put my children through again what we went through. And I don't want to put my husband through what my mom went through. And that was a big factor. I really didn't get aggressive with it. He passed away many years ago, and it was always in the back of my mind that I was following in his footsteps. And to be honest, I weighed more than my father, I believe, did. And that kind of scared me when I really started thinking about it. But another thing is I wanted to be there for my children. I've got a little boy that's only 11 years old, and he's never seen me skinny or thin or not morbidly obese. He's never seen his mom healthy, and that's kind of that's sad. He's 11 years old, and then my oldest son and his wife are having a baby, and I'm going to be a grandmother, and I'm going to be her primary babysitter, and there's no way I could keep up with a baby or a toddler in the condition I'm in. I get winded walking down the hallway or going down the steps to my basement. It's ridiculous. And that's what really, I think, what did it is when they decided they wanted to have a baby. I want to be here. I don't want someone else raising my children. I want to be the one to do that. I want to have all the memories, and I'm just tired of being embarrassed, because I am. I'm embarrassed to go out because I feel like people are judging me. I think I covered some of this in that first video, but this is why I decided to do it. I felt like my children should be embarrassed of me. I felt like my whole family should be embarrassed of me because I let it go so out of control. I mean, I did have health conditions that started the weight gain, but by George, I finished it. I mean, I decided if I was going to do the time, I was going to do the crime, and I was eating myself to death. And that's a really scary concept, that I have a better chance of not waking up than I do waking up. And that was huge. And I have to order clothes online, that it's inconvenient for that. And the money that we spend on my medications is ridiculous. So there was a lot of factors that factored in, but I'd say the biggest one was my children. I want to be there. I want to grow old and not die of a heart attack because I've eaten myself to death. And it's taken a lot for me to admit that I'm responsible for doing this to myself. I always fell back on my health condition. The one that started this was polycystic ovarian syndrome. I gained 100 pounds in less than a year, and nothing had changed. And that's back when I was much more active. And I got angry, and I thought, well, shoot, if I'm going to gain all this weight, I might as well enjoy the food that goes along with it. And I did. I mean, it was nothing for me to eat a quarter pounder, large size fries, large drink, and still kind of have the munchies afterwards. It was ridiculous. And I've got to stop it. I've got to stop this cycle. My youngest son is underweight, and I'm sitting here thinking he is following in my footsteps of poor eating habits. Luckily he loves salads and things like that, but I've got to be an example. I've got to be a healthy example for him, and I've got to be the one to do it, because no one is going to do it for me. If I could twitch my nose and be skinny, I would have already done that. So I guess reality set in, and I realized that I needed help. I could not do this on my own. I've tried, and I can't. And I get really aggravated with people that say that weight loss surgery is the easy way out. Whoever said that obviously never went through anything to do with weight loss surgery, because now food is on my mind all the time, because thinking about, I have to count protein for the rest of my life. I have to make sure that I have enough water. I got dehydrated yesterday and was sick, horribly sick, headache. I ran a fever, and it was just simply because I did not pay attention and have enough water. So, it's a big step, and I don't regret it. I haven't regretted it for a second yet. Now, again, I'm only 3 weeks out, but I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud that I had the guts to do it, and I am proud of the work that it took me to get to where I am now, and I'm proud that I didn't give up. That's one thing about me. When I set my mind to something, I can be stubborn as a mule, and I come by that very honest. If you knew my family, you'd know where it came from. But another thing that I have decided to do, I've always wanted to do a 5 or 10K. And in our town, every spring, I think it's in May, we have a Coca-Cola 10K. And I'm going to do it this year. I have started walking in the gym at our church quite a bit. I'm doing a walk video. I'm just in the beginning stages of doing this. So I've got until May. So I have a good bit of time before I am ready for it. But I'm going to do it. I may not run the whole thing, but I will finish it. And I'll finish it loud and proud. Well, that's really all I have this week. But I promise I will do better about doing my videos. And I also am going to be taking my measurements this week, or next week, on my 1 month anniversary of my surgery. And I'm really excited about that, because today I was in Dollar General, and thankfully I had on a big t-shirt because I put my keys in my pocket, and I had turned a corner and realized that my pants were down way lower than my hips. And it was embarrassing, but thankfully nobody was on the aisle or around me. But it was a proud moment for me too, because I'm falling out of my clothes, and I'm so excited about that. I've had to take them in on the side. I had a t-shirt that I had bought several months ago, back in March or April. We had a conference at our church, and we had t-shirts to go with them. And I had bought one knowing that I was going to do the surgery, and I thought it was cute, and I thought I could fit into it one day. Well, when I started my pre-op diet, I tried it on, and I got it over my head, but it would go no further than that. And I put it on this morning, and it fit. It fit tightly around my stomach area, but through the shoulders and the arms and the chest, it fit. And that is so cool because that's just been, 3 weeks ago that I couldn't get it over my big fat head hardly. And, now it fits. So I'm trying not to get emotional. I just wish I could have done it earlier, but I don't know if I'd be as committed to it earlier as I am now, because for the first time in a very long time, I'm proud of myself. I can look in the mirror and smile because I'm seeing who I am under all the fat, and I'm strong, and I'm brave, and that's meant a lot to me, that I'm learning more about who I am. And crying was not what I had planned to do. But I just hope that maybe someone can see this and know that there is hope, because I know what it feels like to not have any. And a person without hope that's not a life. And I just hope I can help someone else. Well, that's all I've got for today, and I promise to do better, and I'll be back next week with measurements, and hopefully I'll hit my 50-pound mark. Have a great night.